up, guys? Welcome to episode 57 of Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast. On this episode, we are talking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants Unleashed, Mars Attacks, Venom Last Dance, and Kyoryu.
Is this real life? Or is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide. No escape from reality.
The bad thing is, I know the lyrics, but
Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolts of lightning, very, very frightening me.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
You are now tuned in to the Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast.
I love it when you talk nerdy to me.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, but artist.
They have a crown, you know?
It's what is okay? I don't want to
With
say this. Who's the artist? I don't want to say what I think it is.
With the crown?
Yeah, I'm blanking.
Queen?
Queen. I'm
There
glad.
you go.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad I didn't say who I thought it was because I would have got roasted in the comments, and I just wasn't prepared to be roasted for that. So, okay, I'll tell you who I was going to say. I was going to say Beatles, to be honest. And then the more I think about it, that is not their type of music whatsoever. So that's why I didn't want to say it out loud. But
It's okay. It's from that era.
yeah.
But you got Bohemian Rhapsody, so we're counting it.
I knew that. I knew that.
Yeah,
But Dave,
I was watching Wayne's World, so that
World.
has been in my head for forever.
I gotcha. I haven't seen
Yeah.
Wayne's World in, I don't think ever, to be honest.
Ever.
Maybe a little bit. I think my brother used to watch it, but I was so young when it came out, so I was like, this isn't funny to me.
Great show, everybody. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you in a couple days. Me and Adam are going to go watch Wayne's World.
Yeah. We're going to have a live stream of the Wayne's World video watch party. That's what we're going to do. But, Dave, let's hear it. How has the week been going? Week 2 in a row finally for us, right?
I know. We are officially back, better than ever, like I said before. Week has been okay. Nothing too crazy going on. I wish I had some good gaming news, but I don't. But a little update is that I did finally get Black Myth Wukong, which I'm super, super excited about. I've seen really great things. We talked about it on the podcast. So I think that our next Let's Play series, Black Myth Wukong.
Let's do it. I'm excited to see that one. I heard nothing but great things about that game, too.
It looks so good, dude.
Because we talked about that one. Again, not a game I'll play, but I'll definitely watch this Let's Play and see your reaction of how this game is because, yeah, it looks good. Just not my typical type of game. So
Not Adam's type of game, but everything that we talked about when we did the episode for it, all the things that I kind of wanted to see, I have seen. So I'm fairly confident that this game is going to be kind of exactly what I want it to be. Excited for that. How about you? What's going on in your life?
Well, let's see. Ironically, I've been working on my rugs, right? And I had an order. And I'm finally getting around to putting the final touches on it. And ironically, the order was a Venom / Spider-Man rug. So I have a half head Spider-Man Venom rug, and it's almost done. But I thought it was a cool time because we're gonna be talking about Venom: The Last Dance tonight. But other than that, I finished a couple TV shows on Netflix. There's one called Chaos, which is based off of Greek mythology. It has Jeff Goldblum in it. Very interesting show. It's kind of one of those that takes a modernized spin on Greek mythology, and I thought it was really cool. It's it kind of follows the story of Eurydice and wow, I'm blanking on the guy. So the whole Greek mythology story is when this couple the woman dies and the man goes into the underworld or hell to kind of bring his lover back. And I don't know if you know it too well, but the man, Hades says, yes, you can have your wife or your lover if you walk through without turning around. And then so in the story, he turns around and she's gone. And so, but it's not quite like that in the show, but it's still really interesting, really cool. And I love Jeff Goldblum. That's the only reason why I watched the movie or the TV show. And I was like, let me give it a shot because I love Jeff Goldblum. And it's kind of funny. It's got some good comedy to it. So yeah, it's a highly recommend on Netflix. Other show that I've been watching actually won some Emmys, I guess. Again, never heard of it. but it had one of the like Gus from the Breaking Bad. I can't. It's Giano.
I can never remember that guy's name.
Yeah, me either. But it's like Giovanni, or no, not Giovanni. It's like I don't know. Gus from the Breaking Bad is a main character, and it's called The Gentleman. It's a show that's like takes place in the UK. It's about this son of a duke and dies, and he becomes a duke. But his dad had this underground weed enterprise that he was helping this crime syndicate of like the weed growth, and he's trying to get out of it, but makes things worse for himself and trying to get out. So it's pretty cool. So give those two shows a shot. Chaos and The Gentleman. Both good shows. I'm enjoying both of them.
I love me some Jeff Goldblum. I'm gonna check that out. Do you know that I still haven't finished watching Peaky Blinders?
Is that's another Netflix original, right?
It's on No, it's on Netflix now though. But remember, I had that issue with the box set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just for whatever reason, I'd have one season left to go, and I just stopped watching it, and I'm so mad at myself because at this point, I feel like it's been so long. I'd have to rewatch most of it to understand what's happening. So obnoxious.
I hate when that happens because you get so ingrained, and then the more it drags out, you're like, okay, I gotta stop. That's exactly what happened with me with The Blacklist. I love the show, but it just became too many episodes per season. I was like, okay, it's getting to be too much. Also happened with the show Lucifer. You ever see that show?
Yep.
I really enjoyed the show, but it got to the point where I'm like, okay, I binge watched so much of it, and I'm kind of losing the steam. And when you lose that binge watching steam, you like just don't want to come back to the show. And that's how I felt with Lucifer. But again, another great show. I really enjoy when shows are hour episodes and they're like 8 to 12 episodes per season, not these 45 minutes, 25 episodes per season. Like it's too much for me and I can't handle it.
Like, I'm not the biggest Netflix fan, but Netflix does it right. Like, their episodes, like Stranger Things and stuff like that, like, their episodes are 45 minutes to an hour. There's 8 of them for the season, and they drop it all in one day. And I'm just like, I am going to watch season 7 of Stranger Things right now, because I never know when I'm going to get, like, back to it.
And I think it's done like that on purpose because if you think about it, it's like, oh, an hour's not bad. And like you can literally spend one Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Like I just want to kick a load off and just relax and kind of decompress and just watch TV for a whole day. And so like an hour, 8 episodes over and you have the full story. And I think that's why it works so well. But when it's these 25 episode seasons, it's like, I want to keep watching, but now I have to go to bed. I have to work tomorrow, and by the time I can watch it again, I forget what happens. And so there's some, I think, some psychology with how Netflix does it. I think it's very well done.
Guys, just keep them an hour, keep it under 10 episodes, and drop it all at once.
Fans love it too that way. So, but let's go ahead. Oh, game wise, still cruising through Star Wars. Wow. What am I?
Outlaws.
Thank you. I was going to say Outriders, and I was like, that is not right. But Star Wars Outlaws, still having a lot of fun, still has some of that jankiness. But other than that, I'm having a great time with it. I've actually still been playing a lot of Orcs Must Die 3. I actually got a companion to play the game with me, so I'm having tons of fun with that. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into our first game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants Unleashed, based off of, it's a sequel to the Mutant Mayhem movie that came out early this year. Or no, that was last year.
Yeah, 2023. Yeah.
So, great movie. I enjoyed every minute of it, except for in the movie, halfway through, the fire alarm goes off, and we had to literally pause the movie, walk out, and yeah, so that's what happened during that. But other than that, I love the movie. I love the art style of the movie. And I think this game kind of brings some of that art feel, or I know it, I don't think. I see it in the trailer and everything with it. And it's such a great looking game, in my opinion. But it's made by Outright Games, and it comes out October 18th. Dave, what are your initial thoughts?
It does mimic the game really, really well.
The movie
if you take
well?
Yeah, we can pull up the trailer. If you look at the trailer, you can see that it definitely fits the vibe of the movie. I think just kind of first glances at it, I'm pretty excited because I think it's kind of exactly what we've come to expect from a Turtles game. In my personal opinion, I feel like TMNT kind of deserves its spot at like the top as one of like the initial kind of beat 'em up brawlers going all the way back to TMNT times. Like I put it in the same category, excuse me, as like Double Dragon, you know what I mean? And if you look at the trailer that we're about to watch, I think it kind of still fits that beat 'em up vibe, but like a little bit more RPG, yeah, a little bit more RPG-ness to this. So I'm really excited for this game. I think it's going to be a good play.
There we go. Here's the trailer, and like Dave said, it's definitely very similar to the art style of the movie. The character design is right there with it, and the whole idea is like, so you're seeing a bunch of new mutants and different characters, and that's kind of the whole story. Is so after the events of the movie, the ooze is kind of released upon Manhattan or like New York City, and yeah, you have to stop these new found mutants because of the contamination of the ooze throughout New York City. And like Dave said, you can kind of see it's a different approach to how the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are, with like this almost like you said, like almost like a 3D aspect to it rather than a side-scrolling or like fighting beat 'em up, and that's really cool, I think.
Yeah, it still has that vibes of like the classic 2D brawler, but it really it has more of a feel of like the modern brawler being in the 3D aspect and being able to rotate the camera around and stuff like that. But it also has a little bit more of like RPG elements to it. So if you go back to like what's the most recent one that came out? We covered it.
Splintered Fate. That was the roguelite, started on the iPad, now on the Switch and other platforms.
Yeah, of course. And then, going back before that one, you had Shredder's Revenge, which I really liked. But those ones were just really traditional brawlers. This one kind of brings that RPG element to it because it has the brawler aspect that we've come to love, but it also has this like I'm struggling to think of another word except for RPG, but it's like the way that you interact with NPCs in the game and like the things that you do can affect the story and like you get different endings and stuff like that. That's not how a TMNT beat 'em up is, you know what I mean? Like you still get that love for the TMT beat 'em ups, but this one just has a little bit more context to it, a little bit more of like those RPG aspects that I personally really love, and I'm excited to see it kind of merge together into one game.
They call it their one second here. They call it their bonds with the different characters. The different bonds that you form with different characters, like Dave said, can alter the ending of the story, which I think is really cool. And I also wonder, when you create these bonds with these different characters, like do you get more skills or different abilities with like unlocking these better bonds with them. And like you said, the RPG elements are really cool. And on top of that, so they're not considering it as an open world game, but it's like there's open world elements to it where it's not just one mission, next mission, next mission, like a linear story, like cutscenes and things like that. There's elements where like you can go to different like characters and different levels to load up, and that's kind of I wonder if it's going to kind of be like Lego Star Wars, when you do the mission and you like kind of pop out and then you can kind of do the side missions within. You know what I'm talking about? Like you load into the mission and then you come back out and you have this little open world aspect to it.
Yeah, I think it's almost going to be like, I think it's going to be a little bit more closer to an open world than most people think. Like I almost kind of think of like Spidey. It almost gives me like Spider-Man vibes, where it's like you'll be able to go kind of throughout New York and like, it's very focused on like your next mission's here's a side quest, blah blah blah. Like
it's a condensed
Spidey. You know what I mean? Like the open world aspect of it isn't going to be massive, but you can still kind of like free roam around a little bit. Like if you want to go do the main mission or go do a side quest or go meet this person, or like they were talking about, you had your sewer base that you can always kind of go to, and like that's like your home base for like leveling up and stuff like that. So I think it is kind of actually a little bit more of an open world than people might think.
So it has the hub of like open worldness. It's going to have like when you go through like, you go through a tunnel, and that's the mission aspect.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's kind of be. It's going to have that hub, and that's what I was trying to kind of say with the Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, where you have your main hub of open world, but you transitioned into these mission areas that you kind of can walk through and walk out throughout the game as you play.
Yeah, because if you look at the trailer, a lot of like what looks to be the main story missions look very linear. You know what I mean? So I think you're right with that, like open world hub, and then once you get into the mission, it's like it's not open world anymore. Like in Spidey, like it's still kind of an open world. When you're in a mission, you can still kind of go everywhere. This, I feel like when you're in a mission, you're kind of linear, but outside of that, you have like a broader scope.
With that broader scope, that's where the mini games come in and the side quests. So there's going to be people you talk to that make you deliver pizzas and other random tasks. And I thought it was really cool that they put those elements in there, again, giving you something more to do than just the stories, and add those RPG elements to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that it's never had before. I think that's really cool and really helps solidify the game, like it modernizes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to games of today, if that makes sense. Because there's an audience for those 2D side scroller beat 'em ups, but I would say it's kind of diminishing. Like it's getting smaller. But with these, yeah, I'm sorry, Dave. That's Dave's type of game. But I think the audience is growing a little bit smaller, and like people have this high expectation where everything has to be over the top, animations and open worldness and things like that, and RPG elements. But this one, I think, is starting to bridge that gap to be more of a modernized game rather than the typical Dave brawler game. I'm sorry, Dave.
It's okay. It's all right. My genre is dying. It's fine. But here's the thing, right? Here's the major thing that I think really kind of brings something to the table here. We're talking replay value, right? So when it when it came to Shredder's Revenge, I loved the game. I loved it. It was your typical 2D brawler. I loved it. It was a cool beat 'em up. I played it once alone. I played it once with a friend, and now it's kind of dead, right? So yeah, so like I'm done with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm probably never gonna play it again. But this, on the other hand, when you have these NPC elements where it's like they actually affect story and your bonds and stuff like that, replay value is insane, right? Because you can be like, oh, okay, this time I want to piss April off. Like this time I want to be April's best friend. I want to see what happens when you kind of mix and match what happens with these bonds. So I think it's a good idea. It's an idea that these games have never had before. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how it works, because I do think they need to be able to pull it off, but if they do, it's going to be really sweet.
And to go off that replay value, they're already talking about DLCs that they're going to be having for the game. Hence, there's a season pass, but I'm curious to see how they kind of implement those season pass elements. Is it going to be, I hope there's not any live service things with it. I haven't seen anything with this game being live service, but season pass to include DLCs and things of that nature. But to go into the game a little bit of like just some of the elements in it, we talked about how it's a 3D platform brawler. One thing that will excite a lot of people, but also maybe disappoint others is, so it is co-op, but it's couch co-op only. There's no aspect of online. So if you want to play with a different person, you have to be in the same room playing on the same console. And truthfully, I kind of like that. Again, going back, like that's kind of dying nowadays, but I think it's a fun kind of blast of the past and get to play with like Bailey, my wife, or my friend Drew when he comes over. And I think that's really fun. And again, gives it a little bit more meaning behind the co-op aspect than rather, hey, you just want to play this game online. So I like the idea of having it couch co-op, but I know some people would rather have the option of online co-op too.
I know some people are going to be upset about that. I mean, I love the couch co-op. We're usually looking at it the other way, where it's only online and they don't have couch co-op. So I'm excited that it's included in the game. I think maybe in today's day and age, you probably need to have that online, because not a lot of people are able to play couch co-op anymore. But I mean, I'm excited that they're including it. The one thing is, it's only 2-player though.
Right. So I was going to mention that. That is really strange. There's 4 characters. Just let everybody play.
Yeah, there's 4 turtles. Let everybody play,
But I'm wondering if it is couch co-op 2-player, are the other turtles just gone? Are you only playing as one turtle, or is the NPCs gonna be in there with you or is it going to be like, again, how Star Wars is, you can switch between the 4 by pressing triangle. It switches you between characters. I'm really curious to see how that's going to work.
It kind of looks like, from what I could see from the trailer of like the gameplay aspects, it kind of looks like these NPCs are going to be tagging along with you. So it almost looks like you're gonna be two turtles, and then like based on what bonds you have, maybe a character will come with you on certain missions and stuff like that. I think that's where they're going.
Very strange that they decided to do it like that. But again, I'm excited for the couch co-op. Maybe the capabilities, again, trying to tailor it to the Switch, like doing 4-player co-op in this kind of game just isn't possible. But I feel like you're punishing everybody else to Switch. Come on.
And it's releasing on all platforms too, which is the worst part. It's like, come on, man. Okay, can we just be done with the Switch? The Switch is dead, guys. Switch 2, where you at, bro?
Exactly. Hopefully in the next couple years it comes out and really kicks it into gear to be better, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. But okay, so that's kind of the basics of the game. Now let's go into the story a little bit. Like I kind of mentioned throughout the trailer, it is taking place after the movie events. The whole idea is the mutants and humans, for the most part, have been living peacefully together. However, the teenage brothers have found shipments of the ooze that have been contaminated around areas in New York City, and they have created new mutants called mubies. So like newbies, but mubies, and some are evil. And so, and what this the background behind it is it's a failed experiment of the TCRI, and going into this might be a little bit of a spoiler, and I really hope it's not, but the toys for this game are like the action figures are already released for this game, right? So some doing a little bit of digging and some videos I watched, there's a character named Turbo Cammy, who I believe is a new character. She's not from the comics or anything like that, or the TV series, right? So she's a new character, and it kind of gives you a little insight of who the main villain is, and that could be Turbo Cammy, because on the description of the toy it says she's the leader of the mutant revolution. So I'm guessing she's going to be the main overarching villain, but who knows? We could be wrong. She could be a protagonist in the end. I don't know.
Big business just spoiled the game for us, guys.
I did. I'm sorry, but
not Adam, not you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were blaming me.
Why were they putting the toys out to telling us the bad guy before the game's out?
And that's the same thing with like Funko does that a lot. Like where they release the pop figures and it's like an element that might happen in the movie. You're like, wait, whoa. Why are you guys releasing this so early? So, but yeah, that's a little insight into what the evil or the villain could be. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be like they work together at some point to stop Shredder. There was no shred of evidence that it was Shredder.
I like it. Let's go. That was well done. That was well done. Well done.
Pun intended. But overall, I'm very excited with the game. Like the questions I have is
it's better when you point out the pun.
Yeah. Isn't that makes it more fun?
No, it does make it funny. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But overall, like my thoughts on it, again, I'm very excited. I think the game looks fluid, to be honest. I will say I think some of the attacks look a little bit lighter. Like they don't look like they pack a punch, but I think that it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's more geared to, especially like this iteration of the Turtles are a little bit more kid-like. So I think that kind of makes sense with it, but I would like to see a little bit more weight animation-wise. I think they look good. The traversal, like I think it's gonna be fun. You see them riding on skateboards.
Oh, dude, the skateboards and all that stuff. That's sick.
And I think that's really fun. And then you see them wall running. And I just think it's gonna be fun. And again, my other big question is like, what is the season pass gonna incorporate? I didn't get much on that. Is the game gonna have DLCs? Is it going to be like skins that you can get with it? I don't know. So we'll find out more on that hopefully in the near future. But kind of now I have a little bit of a subtopic, Dave. Do you think that this turtle IP is getting to be orange squeezing the juice? You think it's getting to be where they're just starting to pump everything out as fast as they can? Or you think fans are truly happy that they're getting a consistent flow of TMNT content, games, TV shows, movies? Or because you being a big turtle fan years past, where do you put yourself in that? Are you like they're squeezing the orange too quick, or are you happy with what you're seeing?
That's a tough question. You know what the big thing is here is I think I don't know. Maybe one time I'm on the other side of the coin, right? Because I'm always saying they're squeezing the juice, they're squeezing the juice. But like I'm just such a TMNT fan that I actually don't care how much they put out. Like I really am. And like now I'm kind of looking back on like all the Star Wars fans and stuff like that and being like, oof, maybe we shouldn't have said squeezing the juice so much. Because if you're a super Star Wars fan, like you don't care how much stuff comes out. But I will say, no, I don't think they've done it yet. I mean, we've had a couple movies, we've had a couple games, but if you really look at the IP itself, it's not like in the movies they're doing number one, they're not doing remakes or reboots. You know what I mean? They're doing the story, their own story, and they're keeping an original idea going. So I don't think they're just making Turtles movies to make Turtle movies. And if you look at the games, we are getting some reboots, but they're reboots. They're not reboots, they're remasters. So they're games that older people wanted in an upgraded version. Then we got Shredder's Revenge, which was the next beat 'em up, which I think people wanted. And I think for this game, enough time has passed and enough has changed that it's not a carbon copy of Shredder's Revenge, so that we can honestly say that no, they're not sweet. Like this is a different game. You know what I mean? They're not just squeezing the juice. I think they've done enough creatively and enough differently to justify having this many different sources.
There were some comments that I were reading that I was reading that said, "We want the last Ronin. We don't want this." And I was like, "Are you a minority, or is it kind of the, the people like this is more like population? Like, is it more of a majority, not minority?"
I think it depends on what type of Turtles fan you are. If you're a younger Turtles fan, you probably want this. If you're an older Turtles fan, you probably want Ronin.
Yeah, I would say I would like to see a little bit more on the Ronin. We got that very first episode that we ever did. That's so it's been over a year and a half now, and we have nothing more on the last Ronin. But okay, that was good to know. I just wanted to know if like it's becoming to that point where there's just getting to be too much content of the turtles. It's starting to squeeze the orange. But as a huge turtle fan,
Do you think they're squeezing the juice?
no, I don't. I think they're rationing the juice. Like they're not pushing it out as fast as they can. It's like a slow, like get all the juice, like make it like taste good, add some sugar in there. You know what I mean? They're really milking the recipe to be solid. Whereas like how we discussed with Marvel and Star Wars is like, and Disney in general, they just squeeze it as hard as they can and see what comes of it. And I think with this, yes, they're releasing like consistent content in different games, but they're not putting crap out. Like I enjoyed Splintered Fate. I really like that one. This one looks fun. I love the movie. I never played Shredder's Revenge, but huge like success with that game, and I think that's why this one isn't squeezing the orange. Like they're doing it in the correct way, bringing solid quality content instead of it's quantity and quality. Where Marvel and Disney overall was releasing quantity, no quality, if that makes sense.
I think TMNT is giving us our daily glass of juice.
Yeah.
Where like Marvel is making you chug the gallon day
Yeah,
one.
makes your stomach hurt.
Yeah.
But I think it's good. I think they're in a good spot. Last thing I want to bring up about the game, I want to go over the additions. Are you cool with that? Did you go over the additions at all? Did you look into those?
Would love to.
Okay, so obviously there's the standard edition for $49.99. There's the deluxe edition. So actually, let me pull this up. I have a picture of what's all included with the deluxe edition.
Do you?
I sure do. So let me share my screen here. I know we kind of talk about these editions like, oh man, that's kind of lame. But for me, I have been a consumer junkie. I pre-ordered this deluxe edition because
Did you?
I did. So what comes in it is so if you're looking at the picture here, or if you're just listening online, it comes with a steel book, which I thought looked insanely good. So if you're watching on YouTube or you're just listening on Spotify, it's a steel book with a bunch of different stickers of the turtles on it, which I thought was really cool. And I don't know about anybody else, but I really love art books. I like to have art books in general. Lost Crown had a digital one. I really wish it was a physical copy. That's Prince of Persia Lost Crown.
Yep.
But So this has an art book. Again, looks really cool to me. You see a little pin set, so like just some metal pins that you can use, and then this collector's box, I guess, tuck in collector's box, normal cover, and then what I thought was really cool is these 4 keychains. It comes
Yeah.
with each of the weapons from each character, and I was like, these are cool. I have a new work key set now, so
Those are so sick.
yeah, right.
Okay,
And
here's the deal though, guys. I just want to throw this out here. All of this stuff in this deluxe set is physical stuff. And I think that's the biggest thing that we've gotten away from. Like exactly like you said with Prince of Persia. Dude, I do not want to buy a deluxe edition and get myself a digital art book and a digital soundtrack that I will never ever use. It's just like I want like an actual physical thing to come with it. I'm so glad that they're doing this because I miss the days of getting a deluxe edition that actually came with something.
with that, I think this one has value too. It's not just a bunch of random stuff that for 10 extra bucks, I get all that extra stuff. Like you can like you'll see like keychains like this, a set of those probably like 20-30 bucks. So I don't know how much quality they have to them, but to me, I think the extra $10 is totally worth it, and that's why I pre-ordered this one.
Can I grab something real quick? I think this is important.
Yeah, grab something.
When I say I miss the days of when things actually came with physical things. So I pre-ordered Arkham when it first came out. And I just want to show, I still have this thing. Look at what came with the deluxe edition of Arkham. Look at that Joker statue. Look at how big this thing is, man. It's like a foot. It's Joker on the table. It's got the light up TV consoles behind it. Like this is what used to come when you paid $100 for a deluxe edition. Like this is the stuff that you used to get, and it's like, what happened to those days, man? Now it's like the deluxe edition is $129, and you get the game 3 days early, and you get a digital soundtrack, and you're like, what are you talking about, dude? Like,
Let's kind of move on to so like I said, that one's $10 more. That's $5.99 or $59.99. If it was $5.99, I hope a lot of people buy it, but $59.99. But let's go over to the collector's edition. A lot more things. So here this one is. I think there's some value to this one still, but I think for $200, I don't quite think the value's there for that. Truthfully. So with this one, you get a hardcover art book. So I think again an upgrade to the art book. You get stickers, you get a poster, the LED sign, the pizza van, a mouse mat, which honestly that was the coolest thing in my opinion was the mouse mat. A notebook, some metal pins, patches in the collector's box. So overall, I think the stuff in it's cool, but to me, and some like you may feel a different way, Dave. Other people might feel a different way. I don't think this has enough value to justify $200, if that makes sense.
I don't know if the $200 price tag here is worth it. I really don't. If this was like, how much was the one that you pre-ordered?
$59.99.
If this one was like 99,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. But to go from 59 to 200 is a pretty big jump for the Turtle Van. Maybe if you really, really, really love this particular edition of the Turtles and you really want that van, that's probably the banger item there for me. But yeah, $200.
See, to me,
Little
I felt
steep.
like the pizza van, like it's cool and all, but the fact that they just kind of throw a sticker of the turtles on the front windshield, I felt like that was kind of
I don't
cheap.
love that.
I
Yeah,
honestly, I
don't
think
love
I would
that.
have rather it just been gray, like the rest of the van, to be honest, rather than the sticker of the turtles. Again, the mouse mat, I was really like, I thought that was really cool, and the art book, again, I love art books, so if that one was hard cover, super cool. Everything else, I think it's cool, but to me, I don't think it justifies $200. But again, if you're a huge fan of the turtles, you love this rendition, it will be worth it to you. So it's all finding the value for you, and to me it's just not there. But the other one was because I really thought the steelbook looked really cool. The what else it came, and then the the art book, if that makes sense. And the keychains. So
You know how old I am. The coolest thing that I saw there very last second before you dropped it out, the pen that comes with the notebook set that has the little like glowing ooze. Like it's full. It's got like the vial of glowing ooze at the back of it.
that is pretty cool.
All right, it's worth $200.
He's gonna buy it, and he's gonna get rid of the other stuff. He's just gonna throw the other stuff away. But I thought it looked fun. Overall, the game looks great. The Steelbook I thought looked really cool, so I pre-ordered that. I think it's a Walmart exclusive pre-order because I couldn't find it on Best Buy. I couldn't find it on GameStop, but I did find it on Walmart. So if you want that, just go ahead and pre-order it. It comes out. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed comes out October 18th. Get the Steelbook edition, $59.99. If you really want the collector's edition, $200, $199 to be exact. And yeah, let us know your comments about this game. I'm excited. Dave, you're excited?
I'm excited. $200 is a lot of pizza though.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Getting double thumbs up. Go get the game. Comes out October 18th. It will be sweet. I put my stamp of approval on it. Take it to the bank.
Kaboom! As a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, Dave, it's a great franchise, and so you know what that means, right?
I'm so not ready for this, but yeah, go for it.
Okay, let me make sure I have 8 franchises here. So we're playing 20 words or less. Guess the franchise. Or wait, yeah. 20 words or less, guess the franchise. Yeah, that works.
Guess the franchise, 20 words or less.
There it is.
Hopefully, I do not suck.
Okay. So
Okay.
let's start it off. You did great last week. You got 15 words out of 20. So
But you took it easy on me. We
I
all know you took it easy on me. And this week, I don't feel like it's going to happen. So.
I increased the difficulty of this one, I think. I think.
Okay. All right.
All right. Ready? There's one
Let's
game
begin.
on here that I'm like, ooh, how am I going to do this? But okay. You ready?
Okay. Let's begin.
Next, or I guess starting it off, the first word we have is claws.
Claws. Wolverine.
Not Wolverine. I knew I'm gonna have to use a couple words here. So not Wolverine. Second word is. Oh, I almost ruined it. I actually almost said it. Second word here is horror.
Say it. Oh, Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street.
There you go. So that's
Okay.
2 words down. Next, I might have to use 2 words here. I'm gonna use 2 words each, and that will put us at 16. I think it'd be fair.
When you say I'm going to use 2 words, that just tells me internally, don't go with your first guess.
Well, you have to go with the guess. 'Cause maybe you'll get it. Maybe you'll surprise me. You know what I mean?
Okay. all
Okay.
right.
Next word is will.
Will.
Yes.
Are you saying, I don't know if this counts, but are you saying will like a person's name or will like I have the will to do something?
It's a word. I'll say that.
You can't tell me if it's a name or not?
Is a name a word?
Maybe Will Ferrell, Talladega Nights.
No.
Balls.
Yeah, you had it right. Let's go green.
Elf.
Oh, I just no.
No?
No. Comic.
Green Will comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I should know this, right?
Yeah, you definitely should.
Yeah. It can't be. It can't be anything with green. It can't be like a green person, right?
I don't know. No. I can't give you more hints than the word I gave you.
No, like green can't be in the name of it, right?
Oh shoot.
Because that's what's confusing me. Green can't be in the name of it, right?
I might have ruined that one, but
Okay, the Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
dang
But
it.
that was confusing me because I was like,
Yeah.
I thought green can't be in the name of it.
You know what word I wanted to use instead of green?
What?
Ring.
Okay.
Yeah. So like
Yeah,
the power
that
of
would-
will.
that would've
Ring.
worked.
Will. Yeah. Dang it. I ruined that one. So let's give us a punish one word. So we're at 6 words. You cool with
I
that?
get a
So-
one-word punishment for that?
because of it was my fault. It was my fault. So which words did I say? I said green, will, comic. So right.
Comic.
And
Yeah,
then
green will comic.
So that's 3, and I used 2 for the first word, right?
Yeah.
So we're at 6. So this will be number 7. Punish word
Okay.
number 7.
Punishment
right.
word number 7. All right.
Yep. Let's go with. Oh, see, this is gonna be hard. Retro. Very broad, right? So just say a retro
Right.
game.
Let me just try to nail it right here.
Yeah.
Castlevania.
Nope.
Balls.
So next word is blocks.
Retro blocks. Tetris.
Boom! There you go. I
Let's
love
go.
it. So it wasn't
Let's
as hard as I
go.
want.
Let's
Hard as I thought.
go.
Okay. Word number 9 here. Next is nuclear.
Nuclear. Fallout.
Boom.
Did I get it?
You got it.
Boom. We're cruising, baby.
Okay. Next is board game.
Board game. The obvious one is Monopoly, but I'm going to go Clue.
No.
Okay.
Movie.
Oh, Jumanji.
There it is.
There it
11.
is.
Okay, this is going to be another 2-word parter here. Let's see. I don't want to say this word because it's super obvious. Let's go. Virus. Very broad.
I Am Legend.
Now, I Am Legend. This. Do you want me to make it easy, or do you want like a challenging word with it?
How many words do we have left?
We're at 12
How many words do I have left to guess?
with this. Oh, you have 8. You have 8 words left.
8. I have 8 words left to
Oh,
guess.
sorry, you have 2 words to guess. 2 games to guess, or 2
more
movies to guess.
Make it hard.
Make it hard. Okay. Virus. Post-apocalyptic. No, don't do that word. I'm not using that word. I lied. Overthrow.
Virus overthrow. Virus overthrow.
That's 13 words.
I was thinking it was Resident Evil, but overthrow doesn't make sense. It's not Resident Evil. Overthrow virus. I have no idea.
Okay.
Resident Evil.
Nope. So you want me to make it easy?
Yeah.
Want the easy word?
Yeah.
Primate.
Primate. Oh, Outbreak.
No.
No?
No. Oh shoot.
Oh, no.
Caesar.
Overthrow primate. Wait, virus? Primate.
Oh, you're gonna beat yourself up.
Overthrow Caesar? What? What?
Okay. Okay.
What?
All right. Next word.
What are we talking about?
Geez, you're gonna be so mad at yourself once we get there. Shoot, Dave.
Caesar overthrow virus. Primate. Caesar overthrow. I have no idea.
Dang it.
This is a big thing.
Yeah,
I
it's a
should
big
definitely know this
franchise,
thing.
Yeah. Shoot.
Don't worry. This is when we get the comments.
This is a move. See, I don't want to describe it at all. Crap.
primate.
James Franco. 2 words there. Come on, Dave. Come on, Dave. You got this. You're gonna be so mad at yourself if you don't get this one. I promise you.
Is it a King Kong movie?
No. Come on. Put them all together.
James
Franco. Primate. Caesar. Virus. I don't remember the overthrow.
I have no idea what this is. I can't think of it.
How
many words are we at?
You have 7. You're at 17.
I'm at 17 words?
Yes.
How can I not think of this movie?
I know. Okay, I gotta hit it big with these next 2. Shoot. This is not going well. I can't think of other words that.
Okay, skip it. Let's save the 2 words. Let's go
No,
to the
I'm
next.
getting it. I'm getting it right here. You ready?
Ready?
Earth. That was bad. There's 18.
I don't know what franchise this is. I don't know. I just don't know.
All right, let's skip it.
Let's skip it. Yeah, skip it.
And now we don't have very many words for this one.
It's all right. We're gonna make it happen. It's gonna be okay.
Let's think, Dave. We got this. All right. 2 words here. 2 words here.
He's so mad. He's so mad.
I think I'm mad at myself for not making it more obvious. I thought the Caesar and James Franco would just hit it out of the park.
Caesar and Gene. Is this like a new movie or something?
I mean, not brand new. I mean, it's brand new, but also not brand new. Like it's a franchise. Okay, let's not keep cheating here. We're cheating at this point. Okay, next word is for the next game is crime.
Crime. GTA.
Boom. Okay, good.
Okay, so
19.
we have one more word left.
For this last game,
I need it.
you do.
I need
Shoot.
it. And it needs to be a banger. I think the primate is throwing me off. Here's the thing. I haven't seen anything new with James Franco. I don't know what new thing James Franco is in.
It's a franchise. Maybe he's not in all of them. Maybe he's in 2 of them or 1 of them. Maybe he's in none of them. And I just said a name. Okay, but let's see. This next one. All right, last game. This is going to be tough.
Transformers?
Not Transformers. Let's go for this last game. Collectors.
Just pan in on Adam's face right now. Collectors, James Franco.
No, wait, no. We have another game. This is the last game.
Oh wait,
You're not gonna be able to get another word with Planet of the Apes. Oh crap! This one is not gonna be a good short.
This is gonna be the best short we've ever had. Planet of the Apes. Let's go.
Good job. You got it.
Nailed it. Okay, last word is collectors.
Yeah.
Collectors. Collectors. I have no ad. For those at home, Adam is just like making squares. He's making squares on the screen, and then he's holding the microphone. Collectors.
I don't know.
Boxing.
Next to you. What's next to you?
A microphone.
What? Okay. What did you just show on screen?
Oh, collector's edition. Was this you making the Joker?
Yeah, holding the microphone.
Oh man, this one is tough, dude. This one is tough.
Yeah. So which game is it?
This game scares me. Collector's edition. Collector's edition. TMNT.
No, it's next to you.
It's next to me. Oh, Arkham? Just a straight nosedive, guys.
Yeah.
This
would be a great one. This went terribly wrong. Planet of the Apes, Caesar, the main character, James Franco.
Okay, the James Franco threw me off.
Yeah, he was in the first movie. That's him,
I
right?
suck.
James Franco, right?
I suck, guys. I suck.
It's okay. It's okay, Dave.
Adam is going to be now the official guesser for 20 franchises, or 8 franchises in 20 words or less.
I'm sorry for everybody that had to go through the pain of that guessing. I don't know. I thought my words were pretty solid for Planet of the Apes.
I feel like he nailed it. I feel like I'm just dumb.
Yeah.
I know everybody has just been spending the last 15 minutes screaming at
Yeah.
their speaker.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I knew virus would be pretty broad and overthrow would be pretty broad, but as soon as I brought Caesar and Primate and James Franco, I thought you'd nail it. But again, I'm sorry for all you listeners out there that we had to suffer through that, and then I ruined it by saying you're not going to guess the word for Planet of the Apes. But let's move on to our next game. Dave, I know you are probably ecstatic for this game as, Mars Attacks comes out in 2025. Let's hear it.
Don't run. We are your friends.
Yeah, I don't know the quotes.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I see that aka. I've seen a lot of stuff with that.
Oh, the ack?
Yeah, aka.
Yeah.
So, but all right, Dave, let's hear your thoughts.
All right, guys.
Where is this game coming from?
You know what? This one's probably going to be short and sweet because I was a little bit excited about this game, but now I'm kind of like a little on the fence. I'm not really sure why this IP was chosen, but essentially we're looking at Mars Attacks right now. Adam, if you want to pull up the trailer, we can check out the trailer. This was announced at GameCon. If you don't know anything about Mars Attacks, which is the IP that this is the IP that this is using, this is Tim Burton's movie that was released in 1996. It was like, honestly, it was like kind of the first concept like the Expendables that just kind of had like every famous movie character or movie actor at the time in this movie. I mean, this movie had Jack Nicholson, Michael J. Fox, Danny DeVito, Jack Black, Pierce Brosnan, Martin Short. Like the lineup in this movie was absolutely insane. It was kind of like an homage to like old science fiction kind of B movies done by Tim Burton. And I really loved it. It was a funny movie. It had a great concept, but I don't know. Now they're kind of turning it into what we're going to take a look at here. So if you guys are just listening, essentially they just kind of taken this IP and then turned it into like a theme park builder is essentially kind of the vibe that I'm getting from it. And the thing that's really kind of weird about it that doesn't really offer any explanation is the trailer's opening up and it has like different time periods going on. And then we're getting a look at like a crying astronaut right now, and then it kind of pans back and you can see that you're like inside of this park. And the basic idea behind this is that you are the Martians from Mars Attacks and you're just like building this theme park. Does this have any interest to you at all?
Truthfully, not really, because like the theme park building games just aren't my cup of tea. However, so I know you asked like why did they pick this IP? So I watched the dev video, like their first devlog of it, and the big reason why they brought this game or they started making this game is because they are huge fans of both Mars Attacks or it's Mars Attacks, right? That's the movie. Yeah, and this is Mars Attacks. So it's so confusing. But they're huge fans of this movie, this IP, but also huge fans of the genre of like amusement park simulators, so like Roller Coaster Tycoon and things like that. And so that's where the desire to make a game like this came from. So it's really a passion project. It's not just like, oh, let's pick a random IP. It's because they're huge fans of this, they're huge fans of the genre, game type of genre. And I think that's why this game and this IP are put together in that kind of sense. But yeah, it doesn't really hold my interest too well. Again, it's coming out in 2025. The whole idea is, like Dave said, it's a park management simulator. And the whole idea is you're taking the role of the CEO of this park and you create rides that are in attractions. So rides and attractions, the attractions could be enclosures of the humans that they never think that they left home, and roller coasters and things like that. And you hire staff, you manage guest needs, and the one of the critical things of it is you abduct humans to be these attractions, but also by abducting the humans, you do research on the humans, and the research turns into research points, and that's how you can make more attractions, more rides, and things of that nature. But with that, you also have to manage the humans to keep them sort of content and alive is a big part of the game. So making sure these humans don't want to escape, die, and that they're content with their living conditions, if that makes sense. And humans, like you were saying, it's confusing that it's from different eras. That's part of the attraction. So like there's the Wild Wild West, the Roman Empire. You see the astronaut in the trailer, and that's the whole idea of it, if that makes sense. And then other like strategy behind it, you have to face the demands of the visitors, environmental hazards. The humans can escape due to poor conditions, and with that you have to find a balance between keeping them happy in their enclosure or adding more security so they can't like escape. So there's a lot to it in terms of the whole simulator, kind of like a roller coaster tycoon. You have to balance all those kinds of things, but I don't know. It's not for me.
The thing that really like it's cool that I did see the same interview where they were talking about it being a passion project, and I thought it was really cool. Of like, yeah, you take these two games and you kind of merge them together, and or you take this IP and you put it on a game that you might not think like the game style would attach to, and make it work. That's really cool. And then in the trailer, like Adam said, you're going through time. So we saw like with the Wild West era, we've seen the Roman Empire era, but that's one of the things that doesn't really make sense to me is like, how are all of a sudden these aliens not only aliens, but they're time travelers? Because you're literally going throughout time to different eras to abduct these humans. You know what I mean? So like, that's the part where I was kind of like, okay, this is getting a little too like, it's a video game, so it's fine to be far fetched, but like this is getting like a little too weird. This is getting a little too weird.
I don't think there's really no explanation behind it aside from the fact that they just, because it'd be kind of boring to have, like, I see the attraction to expand the different types of people. Because if you just have a bunch of random Joe Schmoes, office workers from downtown Manhattan, like, that's going to be boring. But if you had Roman Empire and astronauts and things like that, so I feel like it's trying to bring a little bit more variety to it and more like enclosures that you can do to really just make it more expansive than just like a few different human like elements, if that makes sense.
I get that, and that's honestly the part that I'm kind of the most excited about is being able to build these habitats, because they do say that these habitats are highly customizable. So I think that's really kind of cool. That's one of the aspects of the game that I think I'm really probably the most excited about, because if you look at what we've seen in the trailer and what we've heard from the devs, it doesn't feel like these attractions are going to be dynamic. I feel like they're going to be very static. You know what I mean? So like, in roller coaster tycoon and stuff like that, in the later editions, you drop the coaster and you can actually like kind of plan the route. Like you can place it rail by rail. I feel like this is going to be much more static, like a Sim City kind of thing, where it's like, here's the roller coaster, place it right here, and this just is what it is. So like when it comes to the actual ride aspect of it, that sort of designing kind of thing, I think it's going to be pretty limited. So the habitats is really where you can kind of go nuts with the customizable stuff. So I'm excited that they brought it in. I just think I don't know, you just start throwing all these weird things in there, and then also like the research points where it's like they were talking about like you have to like probe people and like and you're just like, I don't know, dude. This is getting kind of weird.
One way I kind of look at it, kind of going into that customization, it's going to be cool if you can theme like different parts of your theme park. So I don't know if you've ever been to like a Busch Gardens or anything like that. Like different sections of the theme park could be like, all right, this is my Wild Wild West human interaction. Here's our roller coaster, the honky tonk roller coaster, and then here's our humans in it. So like, and then you go across the park and you're in the astronaut. This is our Shuttle of Doom roller coaster, and here's our humans that we probed to. Yeah, I think that's gonna be kind of cool. You can like customize it to be themed in certain spots, so I think that would be kind of fun with that, thinking about it that way, if you're gonna like have different themes of the park, if that makes sense.
And I love that idea. I mean, if it was something like that, I would be a little bit more excited. I just think I was super excited because I do love these like, I love like a good like design game. It doesn't have to be a park simulator. It doesn't have to be anything. I just love kind of like designing things and building things and having this chill atmosphere. And then you toss it to an IP like Mars Attacks, which for me, it just is like a nostalgia blast from the past. I mean, this movie came out in 1996. So like, obviously I'm super excited about it, but the more I kind of look at it, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be as customizable as I want it to be. So like if you're able to do those things that you say you can do, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But I think if like 90% of this game is just static drops and there's not really much that you can do in the way of like customization, I think it's just going to kind of get old fast.
Wonder with the different humans, I think it'd be really cool to have an element of like specific types or variations of the culture or wherever or the time. It'd be cool to have like, let's say the Roman Empire like is more susceptible to escape because they're more strong and things like that. That'd be kind of a cool element too if they added it. But who knows? I know the one thing that the dev said, they're very early on in their development and they want feedback of like ideas and thoughts that you may want in the game. So if you want to join their Discord, you can share these kinds of thoughts with them. But for me, I'm just not a big amusement park simulator or Sim City simulator person. But I think it has the potential to be fun. I think that's where it's at. And I don't think this game's going to cost very much when it does come out. I think it's going to be $15-$20 or somewhere around that range. And I think, again, it's one of those that, hey, I'll try it. It's fun. Let me put a few hours into it and then never come back. So that's where I think this game could go.
It does feel like a game that's not going to be very expensive. Like Adam said, I think around $15-$20 is probably the perfect price point. Guys, on the off chance that you see this, the game looks like it could be a lot of fun. It definitely has my heart just from like an IP standpoint because I love Mars Attacks, and I think a lot of the older generation like myself has like a nice little nostalgia kick when you see this. You can see in the comments all the acts and all the "Don't Run, We Are Friends" and like people just spewing lines from the movie. So there's obviously interest here. I would just say, like, you know, if possible, maybe spend a little bit of time and like showcase a little bit more of the customization and possibly make, you know, stuff outside of the habitats a little bit more customizable. Because just first glance, it looks like, you know, like we said, and I could be totally wrong. Guys, if you see this and I'm totally wrong, let us know down in the comments. But it looks like a lot of things are going to be static drops. And I feel like if they're static drops, it's probably just going to get a little bit stale quicker than it would be if there was a lot more dynamic stuff there.
Like you said, if you see this outlier developer, let us know what your thoughts are, and if we're kind of missing some things, we'd definitely be open to hearing more, obviously. And people in the comments or viewers, if you want to, or listeners, I should say, let us know if we're missing anything. But like Dave said, it's a fun IP. I think it's a good passion project for the group, and I hope there's more people interested. I think there's a good amount of people interested. I think so.
Judging the views and the amount of comments that the trailer got, I mean, there's definitely interest. So, I mean, people were definitely interested in it. Again, guys, if you guys want to let us know down in the comments what you guys think, if we're missing anything, always down to hear, because I am excited for the game. And just if you guys see this, just you know, like I said, just, you know, maybe a little bit more dynamic stuff, a little less static. And we should be good to go. Game will be coming out in 2025, so we got a little bit of time. So yeah, we got time. Definitely something to keep your eye on. But
there we go.
For now, we're getting the sideways thumb.
Sideways thumbs.
Okay, but Adam, this IP, obviously one of my favorites. Do you know why?
It's a 90s movie.
It's a 90s movie. That's why. Yeah. That's the greatest era for movies. So we decided it was going to be a good idea to do a draft of the best 90s movies of all time.
There we go. We did I get to go first?
I'll let you go first, yeah.
I will say, so my movies are going to be a lot different from yours, Dave, because I was 6 in the 90s. Like, that's the oldest I got. I was born in the 90s, but doesn't mean I don't appreciate the movies that I picked any less. And one of the movies was actually when I was born. So my first pick is The Lion King.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
My list and your list are going to be totally different.
Yeah. Mine's going to be a little bit more childish than Dave's, but that's okay.
Okay, Adam gets a great pick with a nice, wholesome family movie. So with my very first pick, I am going to go with Goodfellas.
There we go.
A little Joe Pesci, a little De Niro. What happened to the funny guy who told my friend? I can't say that. We gotta keep it
Yeah.
PG.
Yeah, keep PG-ish. All right. Well, like I said, I was a child in the 90s, so my second pick is Toy Story.
Also a great pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little bit more old as we get up there. So
That's all right, man. You
Yeah,
you just live your best life right
yeah, let me
now.
be a child again. That's what I'm thinking.
Let him have this moment, guys.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
next up on my list, we are going to go with. Oh, there's so many good movies, dude. All right, I'm gonna do it. We're going with Scream, and here's why. Scream kind of was the movie in the 90s that really brought back the horror genre for me. The 80s was horror. The early 90s kind of tailed off a little bit, but late 90s, Scream, the introduction of Ghostface kind of brought it all back. And like Ghostface is iconic. So
Yeah, you're a huge fan of Ghostface.
I'm a huge Ghostface fan.
Okay, let's move it on again for me, bringing in some comedy this time with a little Jim Carrey. So my third pick is The Mask.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's so
That's
fun.
Such a good pick.
I think out of all the Jim Carrey movies I've watched, that's the one I've watched the most. And I really like the scene where they're dancing with all the cops. What song is it? Shake your body around.
Oh,
what I'm talking about?
somebody stop me.
Yeah, that spot. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's a
a
great
good part.
spot.
What
So-
a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
90s is the best era
Yeah.
for movies, dude. It's so good. Okay, next up on my list. Wow, we got a lot going on here. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go Jurassic Park. We're gonna go Jurassic Park for number 3 on my list.
I like it.
Dude, still holds up, man.
Mhm.
It's still the original Jurassic Park still holds up. If you watch it today, when that T-Rex comes out of the cage, you're just like, that looks so good.
Yeah, the animatronics were really well done back
Yeah.
then. So I agree with you. This has to be on the list. So my fourth pick, let's put some maturity into this. I love this movie with Nicolas Cage, and so my fourth pick is The Rock.
That's a great pick too.
I love that movie. That's another one I've seen so many times. Just like this the anticipation, and like you kind of feel for those like military guys, like, oh man, this sucks. Like they kind of got screwed over, and just the overall feel of the movie is cool. I love the movie. So.
That's like 90s action at its best, dude.
Yeah.
In the very
Yeah.
beginning where they're defusing the bomb and the water, like they turn the sprinklers on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everybody's panicking, and then
Yeah.
dude, that end scene. I'm spoiling it right now. Well, it's not a huge spoiler, but I might spoil it a little bit. That end scene when Nicolas Cage is running down and he's like,
Yeah.
pops the flare, and he's like, how
Yeah.
quintessential 90s action is
Yeah.
that, just running down that pier with just lighting the smoke up. Like,
Yeah, it's so
dude,
cool, and that's why I
so
love
good.
that movie. And I really like that actor too. I think he's a very good actor. The British one.
Oh, Sean Connery.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Sean Connery. So I
Yeah.
thought it was really well done. And yeah, it's a movie that I think also holds up to today. I thought it's well written, action was really good, and yeah, I
Yeah.
like it.
Great movie. Great movie. Okay, number 4 on my list. We're going to keep it short and sweet here, but we're going to go with The Matrix. There's no way you cannot put The Matrix on this list. I love me some Keanu. And The Matrix just is like, it was just in the 90s. Say what you will. There's a lot of memes about the backwards slow motion and, Agent Smith and all that stuff like that. But when that movie came out, everybody was mind blown and everybody loved that movie. And it was a whole thing for a long time. Matrix has to be on the list.
I agree. Keanu Reeves, he can be on any movie or action movie list, to be honest.
Just such a good dude.
Yeah, such a good dude. Humble
Yeah.
dude.
Such
All
a
right,
humble dude.
let's go to my final pick here. This is where it gets a lot harder for me because there's a man that kind of has the identity of the 90s with how many movies he pushed out. I'm sure you can guess who that is.
I
But
gotcha.
there's also some that I like, again, my childhood, and like that's what I think of when I think of my childhood. But I'm gonna do it. Adam Sandler, he kind of can I just pick Adam Sandler as the 90s? My final pick, Adam Sandler.
Adam Smith pick is Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
anything.
exactly.
Yeah,
but let
no.
me go officially with Happy Gilmore. Such a fun movie, such a classic in terms of comedies. And Adam Sandler thrived in the 90s. You could say Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. There's so many. What's some others that I'm blanking on? Billy Madison.
Oh, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. That's
Yeah,
another one I should have
dude.
said. There's so many.
So many. There's so many Adam
Yeah,
Sandler movies.
yeah. And he's still going strong in the 2024 era.
Huey, Hubie Halloween. You've seen that one?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yep.
love Hubie Halloween.
Yeah. So
This-
Adam
it-
Sandler thrived in the 90s.
Adam Sandler just keeps it going. You can't
Yeah.
keep him down.
Yep.
Oh man. All right. You know what? I got to do it. There's no way that I can have this list without a Quentin Tarantino movie. So number 5 on my list is going to be Pulp Fiction for me. Quentin
Ooh, yeah.
Tarantino kind of ruled the 90s. Pulp Fiction has to be on the list. But dude, honestly, this list was super hard for me.
Yeah, it really is.
It really was. So
a lot of honorable mentions here. Go ahead,
a
Dave.
lot of honorable mentions. I know you guys are going to roast us in the comments for movies that we didn't put on here, but honestly, the 90s is just jam-packed with fantastic movies. So a little honorable mention here for Shawshank Redemption, The Big
yeah.
Lebowski, Forrest Gump, Fight Club, Seven, Face Off, Reservoir Dogs, Clerks, like Dumb and Dumber. The
Angels in
90s,
the Outfield.
yeah.
Remember the Titans, Space Jam, Sandlot, Iron Giant, the Bad Boys. So many.
So many good movies. So
Yeah.
many good movies. The 90s was where it was at. For
The
movies.
what's that one dinosaur? Oh, actually, that was early 2000s. There's The Land Before Time. That's a TV show, actually.
Land Before Time's pretty old.
Yeah, is it?
I think it
older
might have
than
been in the 90s.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it might be in the 90s.
Yeah, whatever. There's so many, and yeah, this list was nearly impossible to really say these are the best 10 90s movies, but this is the movies that connected with me, that connected with Dave. So let us know in the comments which movies are on your list.
Boom. Moving
Boom.
on.
Venom, The Last Dance. Do you think this is actually the last dance for Venom, or is this kind of a just kidding?
I'm gonna be honest, dude. I actually think this is the last dance for Venom.
I would agree, to be
Yeah,
honest. The way
and I'll
the
tell you-
trailer's going and based off some of the stuff that I read with the comics. And I'm going to say, Dave, you probably know a bit more of the comic stuff, so you can clear some things up and really kind of dive into it for us. But would you like me to roll the trailer, or you want to jump into it a little bit?
Let's go ahead and roll the trailer here. So if you guys do you want me to do a little explanation about what's going on here? Okay, so if you guys don't know, this is going to be the very last Venom movie, and I do actually think it's going to be the very last Venom movie. And what we're looking at right now is basically it's essentially just kind of looks like what you would expect a Venom movie to look like.
Yeah.
But the most important part is when you get into, I think it's probably around like the 30-second, maybe 45-second period, where you get this close up of who is presumably the villain, and it's just kind of that side view of the long white hair. And if you guys don't know who that is, that's what I believe and what most people believe is going to be the first appearance of Null. So if you don't know who Null is the god of the symbiotes. He's the creator of the symbiotes. He's actually kind of a newer character. His first appearance was Venom 3, Volume 4 in 2018, so just a couple years ago. He's a really strong boss. I'm not gonna lie. He's really, really, really strong. He was a god who existed before the universe existed. So Null actually existed in what is known as space before anything existed. And then eventually the Celestials. So if you don't know this whole story, if you don't know this whole story, you should actually kind of read it because it's a really cool story. But essentially what happened is the Celestials show up and start creating the universe. Null, obviously not super happy about that, decides that he is not having that. And basically what he does is he creates the first symbiote known as the Necro Sword from his shadow. He takes that sword and he decapitates a Celestial, which if you know anything about a Celestial, creators of the universe, is absolutely insane. And because of this, they are obviously not very happy and they banish him to the Void. Now, once he's in the Void,
Abyss? Isn't that what it is? The Abyss? Is that what it's actually called?
He banished to the Abyss. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I said
you're
the
good.
Void. I'm flipping
yeah.
genres. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But then once he gets in there, he starts making the symbiotes. So that's how he becomes the god of the symbiotes. And I do think this is going to be his last. I do think that this is going to be the last movie from Venom. And here's my thing. Spoiler alert. I think this movie is literally just setting up Null to be the bad guy in the next Spider-Man movie, so that Spider-Man can get the black suit.
Gotcha. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, it definitely makes sense. But and even at the end, you like see these like scenes in the trailer. You're like, these look like the end of like, hey, we're here. And the quote there, he says, I'm with you till the end. And the song that's playing kind of gives that presence, like, it's the last dance. Like, this is the end of Venom and Eddie together.
Yeah.
And a little bit more about it. So, again, I did a little bit of research. So, the alien in it as well, that is also sent by Null. And those are xenophages, which
Yep.
are aliens that were created by Null to hunt down the symbiotes and eat the brains. And fun fact, the longer the host and the symbiote are connected, the tastier the brain is. And then so I thought that was kind of funny. And like you said, so the villain is Null. When they're walking together and uh, Venom puts his tentacle over Eddie's mouth, like he's saying, "Don't say the name," and they're talking about Null. And so kind of connecting some of the pieces here and why Venom and Eddie are so important to Null is that the idea is that he wants access to the multiverse. And so he thinks if he gets a hold of Eddie and Venom, he can have that key to kind of overtake and go to these different multiverses or these different universes to kind of or like overtake them and do the villainous things that he'd like. And I think that's why they want to hunt him down so much. And then on the other side, the humans are saying, "Hey, we need to separate you and Venom, like Eddie and Venom, to protect that from happening. We don't want that to happen." So I wonder if that's going to kind of be the story behind it.
That's why they keep saying. So if you listen throughout the trailer, they kind of keep saying like each of them keeps saying that they need each other, right? And in the context of the comic books, that is correct because they both really need each other to survive. And this key of them being together is why Noel believes that he can get this access to the universe. And you have to think about it like, how we just said, Noel was the universe, like the ruler of space. Like he had his kingdom, and then the Celestials came in and started building the universe. So like in his mindset, these universes are taking his kingdom that like it was wrongfully taken from him. You know what I mean? So like that's the idea behind the whole thing. But I don't know, dude. Like my whole thing with this movie is like, is this movie literally just gonna be a setup for Spider-Man 4 so that Tom Holland can get the black suit? I think it is. I think this movie is because it doesn't make sense that Eddie and Peter Parker will have the black suit at the same time. So I think they want to just rip Eddie out of the world, and they just want to set this up to give Tom Holland the black suit in Spider-Man 4.
But isn't this universe a different? Oh, I see what you're saying. So with Noel, he's going to kill Eddie and Venom in this universe, and then multiversal travel go into Tom Holland's universe, and that's where it kind of gets set up. You think it's gonna work like that?
So in the comic books, the symbiote attached itself to both Eddie and Peter Parker. So when it detached from Eddie and it attached itself to Peter Parker, it was the same symbiote. So I'm just wondering if like they're just trying to pull, like I don't know how they're gonna do this. Like if they pull it apart from Eddie, because in the comic books, Eddie Brock and Peter Parker had interactions. You know what I mean? Like they were in the same universe. They lived in the same area. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't understand how they're gonna do this, but I don't know if I just have to like really put my like if I really just had to take a guess, I'm gonna guess that Sony's just gonna fudge it up to like make it work however they want it to. Because look at Madam Web. Like they've given us no reason to like trust. They've given us no reason to trust that they're gonna do it right. So like I really think they're just like, okay, Venom's not doing that good. Let's rip apart the Venom universe. Let's somehow get Peter Parker the black suit because that's going to be the thing that everybody's going to be like, oh my God, Tom Holland's got the black suit. And like suddenly Spider-Man is like super popular again. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that that's kind of the route that it's going to go. And like, I think this movie's not going to be very good. And I don't think it has to be very good. And I honestly don't think Sony cares if it's very good because they just want like a way to break this apart so that they can move the black suit on
and get money from Disney to put Venom in the black suit into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay. I hope it's not. I really just hope that it's more of just a solid conclusion to the movie. But like you said, I actually enjoy the Venom movies, but I don't know if it is. They're not the best. They're not Spider-Man good. They're not overall arching the best Marvel movies that have come out. And I think they're starting to know they noticed that well. So like you said, let's see what we can do to get Spider-Man in the Venom suit. But at the same point, I don't know if it's gonna do that because honestly, like Marvel and Disney could say, all right, it's our universe. We can have a Venom in our universe too. You know what I mean?
And that's like some weird behind the scenes stuff of like, I don't know exactly what each company can and can't do. Like as much as I love Sony. I'm Sony everything. Look at my cameras. I'm a PlayStation 5 guy. Like I love Sony. They just need to get their hands out of these comic book franchises. X-Men, Spider-Man, get out. Just get out. And Marvel, Disney, you guys got the money. Whatever it takes to get them out, get them out. Pay them off and get them out. And like let's have some continuity here. Let's figure out what's going to work for everybody and kind of like let's all get on the same page because this two separate studios with two separate ideas that are contractually forced to work together is not working. It's not working. It's really not.
I don't know where this is gonna go. I just hope that it's a fun movie. I don't really know how the plot's gonna go. Basically, the story plot on IMDb is Eddie and Venom are both hunted by their worlds. The duo are forced to make a devastating decision that will bring the curtains down on Venom and Eddie's last dance. So it really doesn't show too much of what the real story is, but obviously we can see in the trailer the phages are sent to hunt down the symbiotes because a lot of, like you saw in the trailer, there's aspects where there's different symbiotes within the containment zone, I guess, Area 51 maybe, who knows. But I don't know the full story on what Noel is trying to do. Like I said, is he trying to go into the multiverse? Is this truly just an end? Who knows?
And it's sad because I really do love Tom Hardy.
I do too.
I really do love Tom Hardy.
We shall see.
I hope if this movie ends, I hope the MCU and like things go the way that they go, and then Marvel and Disney buy out Sony. I hope Tom Hardy stays on.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they cancel the Craven movie?
I think they canceled it.
Yeah, so I think maybe that is the steps that they're taking to close off all these movies that they have in production and really give the reins to Marvel, Disney, or however that's going to work, or give them more creative freedom to work with, like the Tom Holland Spider-Man, and really start interconnecting things instead of let's make a Venom movie, let's make a Craven movie, let's make a Madam Web movie, and just like all confusion across the board. And so maybe that's why they're doing it this way. It's like, all right, we're closing all our doors so we can open, or we can make the Tom Holland Spider-Man a bigger door, if that makes sense.
I hate to say it. You guys know it. You guys know I love Sony. I'm Sony till I die. But yeah, they just need to get rid of these franchises and just have one chef in the kitchen, because right now this whole dual studio in association with we have to run every idea past each other nonsense is just not. It's just not doing it. It's not doing it. It's not doing justice for the fans. It's just not right.
All right, well, that's all I really had to say about it. This movie comes out October 25th, so next month, a little over a month away still. Let us know if you're excited about this. What are your thoughts? What do you think the story's going to turn into? Do you think this is the end of Venom? And yeah, we'll find out soon enough. But Dave, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
Hammer time. No, I'm just kidding. So Marvel has released a lot of Marvel movies across the years, and I thought it'd be a good idea to do a blind ranking of Marvel movies outside, or just MCU, Sony, Fox, all of it across the board.
All right, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to make some people mad. I know I am.
All right, let's kick it off with option number 1 here, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield.
But why?
But why not?
But why?
I just want to start there.
Number 2.
Okay, so you're putting Amazing Spider-Man 2 at 2.
It's number 2. I love Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man.
Ooh, hot take.
He is the best Spider-Man.
Okay, then why is it not number 1?
he is the best Spider-Man because
Okay.
there's only one movie that needs to go in that spot.
I don't know if it's gonna be on there. Okay, your
Oh
second
no.
option. I don't know what movie we're talking about. So
Okay.
truthfully, your next option is the original X-Men.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're pulling out bangers, huh?
Mm-hmm. I think you're really gonna like this next choice too. Maybe are you?
I'm gonna go. Ooh, I'm gonna go number 3.
I think it's a safe bet. It
I'm
was a
putting
good
number
movie.
3.
I think it had the not nostalgia, the hype behind it. There hasn't been one before, like hype.
That's 100% where I'm going.
Yeah.
There was nothing like it before, and I was
Yeah.
just excited to see it come to the big screen.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
X-Men is number 3 here. Next choice is Blade.
You pulled out bangers. You pulled out bangers.
It's either
4.
got okay 4.
I have to put it at a 4 though.
Okay, your follow-up choice to that is Iron Man.
If you don't give me the one that I'm saving the spot for, I'm gonna be so screwed. It's a 5. Iron Man is a 5.
Oh shoot, you're gonna make a lot of people mad here. Yeah, I don't think I gave you what you wanted, Dave. I'm sorry. Because I wasn't sure if you were gonna blind rank me either. So your number one option or your number one choice is Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
With Ben Affleck? No.
Yep. So Dave, your number 1, Daredevil. 2, The Amazing Spider-Man. X-Men is 3, Blade is 4, and Iron Man is 5.
Clearly, Deadpool was number 1.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna give you Deadpool.
I would have given you Deadpool.
Okay, well, let's do a blind ranking.
Not
Just kidding,
now.
yeah,
No,
yep.
not
Yeah.
now. Now I'm upset. Moving on.
All right, moving on. If you blind rank those, how would you put that? Let us know in the comments. Did Dave do it all right, or did he kind of?
Hot take. Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man.
We'll put that in the short. Everybody
Yeah.
knows. All right, moving on to Kyoryu. Kyoryu. Then the last game of the night is Kyoryu. Kyoryu. There we go. I got it. Finally. It took me long enough.
Okay, guys, if you guys don't know anything about this game, which I'm sure you don't, this is a game by Floating Rock Studio. This game takes place in post-apocalyptic Japan, and you are the son of a genetically modified samurai dinosaur. Need I say more?
Lame.
Do you seriously think it's lame?
I don't know. I'm just kidding. I just didn't find much on it. And truthfully, it didn't really grab my attention, to be honest.
Okay.
I felt like it was a. You saw the game Stray, and the people love the game Stray.
Yeah, this is Stray, but you're a T-Rex.
But when we roll the trailer,
Let's go
you can
ahead
describe
and roll
it.
the
Here you go.
trailer. How does Stray as a T-Rex not sound fun to you?
I guess I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
okay.
Go for it. Go
Guys,
for it.
if you guys are just listening, what we're looking at right now is a very cyberpunky
Words are hard.
post-apocalyptic Japan, and you are literally running through the streets. I think this is the coolest part. This looks a lot like I Am Legend, so like it is very post-apocalyptic, where everything's kind of overgrown, but you're still within the city, and like the neon lights are on and everything, and I love that. And you're the T-Rex, and it's kind of showing it right now that there's kind of 3 separate phases of this game. Number 1, you're going to have to be really stealthy at parts. Number 2 is traversal, where you're going to be running away from things. And then number 3 is obviously a combat system. But I think with this game, one of the things we're really kind of noticing here is that it feels like it's going to be very story driven, so almost like cinematic. And the devs have actually said that this is going to be a very cinematic kind of journey, I guess is kind of the way that they put it, where there is going to be like a very extensive story behind this, so much so that they almost thought about turning this into a show as well. But I mean, honestly, I'll be honest, I don't have a ton to say about it because we don't have a ton of information on it. But I just think the idea looks cool. I mean, it's basically Stray, and you're a T-Rex, and you're in post-apocalyptic Japan. I don't know. I just think it's like kind of a cool idea.
I think it's a cool idea. I guess maybe I didn't give it a shot when I first saw it, but I don't know. I didn't really. Maybe it's. I don't know. When I first saw this game, there's a game that you can play as dinosaurs, but it's a PvP, and you can the more other dinosaur prehistoric animals that like fight each other. The more you eat, the bigger you get. And that's kind of what I thought it was, especially with like when you saw Tori is the dinosaur you're playing as. And I saw Tori like sneaking past. I thought that was like like those NPCs were actually PvP players. And then I read the description. And I was like, okay, so this is more a single player narrative game, but without like narration. Like it's just probably going to be like Stray. It was just you just go along, push through the story. But I don't know. It just didn't catch my eye as much as it probably could. I thought, like you said, the setting was really cool. It's very aesthetic, like looks good, and I think that aspect looks fun. But to me, the game just isn't intriguing enough to me, if that makes sense. And it's not because it looks bad. It's just I don't know. I'm just not there.
I mean, I'll be honest. It's probably not for everybody, but if you were a fan of Stray, I think this is probably a game that you're really gonna like. Dinosaur wise, I mean, I just anything. I love dinosaurs, dude. So anything where your main character is a dinosaur, like I'm down. The setting, I love that cyberpunk kind of look. Also, it's like cyberpunk meets I Am Legend, where you're in the middle of this metropolis, but everything's overgrown. So I love the setting. I love the idea behind it with like the sneakiness and like the running traversal kind of combating at some point, so it doesn't feel like it's going to get stale. And then just having like a nice story driven narrative. Like you also know, like I love games like Until Dawn and stuff like that, where it's really story focused, almost like playing a movie. And I feel like that's probably what this game is going to be like. It's going to be a good mix of play the game, watch the story, play the game, watch the story. And I'm kind of fine with that. And honestly, just kind of like looking at this on Steam, it doesn't feel like it's going to be a very expensive game. And it feels like another game that's probably going to be like $15. So like $15 to $20, you play Stray as a T-Rex, get a cool story, get to vibe out for a little bit, see some cool, locations, some settings, and like, I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting game and I didn't think it got a lot of love. So something to bring to the table.
I think there's definitely a market or a big interest for this game because when I would looked at the trailer, like I look at the view counts a little bit. They had some like huge view counts on this trailer, and I thought that was really cool. And the game has been in development for at least 2 years. Like I looked at their YouTube page, and they have tons of videos of like their character models, the changes they've made. So they're putting time into this game. They're not just like, hey, I want to make a dinosaur game. They're really putting work into it to make it a good game, and you could see that with the way the dinosaurs move, the interaction of the dinosaurs, and the amount of dinosaurs. You saw that like when they were running in that chase kind of scene, like those huge dinosaurs, and then here comes his dad, like hum num num, just like tears those other dinosaurs apart. I don't know these specific dinosaur names, so I'm sorry that I'm just saying dinosaurs 1,000 times, but that's cool. Like I think it's really well done. It's just not a game that I think is going to fit for me, and I don't know how big the audience will be for it. But based off what I'm seeing on the trailer and the channel itself, there is a good audience for it.
And I don't know if I'm 100% sure on this story, so guys don't quote me here because it really is kind of hard to find information about this game even from the developer. But the basic idea here, I believe, is that a lot like Jurassic Park, humanity has figured out a way to bring dinosaurs back, and then they've also genetically modified them to like make them smarter and like less aggressive to be like in to function in today's world. But then some event happens, and obviously Japan becomes post-apocalyptic, and although these dinosaurs are genetically modified without the existence of people, they're kind of reverting back to their wildness. You know what I mean? Like that the wild natural instincts are kind of coming back out of them. So it's like that's how these dinosaurs got into the middle of the city, which is kind of like if you're wondering why the hell are there dinosaurs in Japan, like that's where it kind of came from. On just to have this idea, I thought it was really interesting. And they obviously put a lot, I think they put a lot behind this story because they were also talking about kind of doing a TV show that along with this that would kind of pair up with the game and stuff like that. And I'm not sure if they're still doing that idea, but just having that idea in the first place kind of tells me like, hey, for a $15 game, for a $20 game, they probably put a lot of thought into this, and it's gonna be a pretty decent story, and it's gonna play well. So like I said, if you guys are interested, check it out. Kyoryu. I feel like
you just butchered that one.
yeah,
Kyoryu?
Kyoryu.
Kyoryu? Who knows? Let us know in the comments how bad we're butchering that.
Yeah.
One more thing I'd like to say. It's kind of we said it's like Stray, like Jurassic Park, but it's also like Planet of the Apes.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're smashing a bunch of things together. But again, it looks good. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for the people that it intrigues. But yeah, let us know in the comments. I don't have much else to say on it. Dave, do you have anything else to say?
Not much else to say. Just a game to keep on your guys' radar. If you guys were fans of Stray, check this one out because it's literally Stray as a T-Rex. And I think if you were a fan of Stray, you're going to be a fan of this one. So keep it on the radar. Right now, I'm going to give it kind of a 3/4 thumb. I'm like almost there. I want to check price, right? So for $15, we're thumbs up. If this comes out and miraculously it's like $40, we're gonna start going the other way. But we'll see when it drops. Adam,
Yeah. That's
true
me.
or false? You will be buying this game.
No, false.
False.
Oh,
All
wait,
right.
wait. Oh, yeah, false.
False. Okay. Well, we decided that it would be a good idea to test Adam's knowledge of dinosaurs with some true and false questions. Adam, are you excited?
I'm excited.
All right. Adam's first question, true or false? Some dinos had feathers.
Oh, true.
That is very true.
Yeah, I knew that.
You said that like it's common knowledge.
You didn't know that?
Maybe I made these too easy.
Yeah, that's true. 100% true.
This is not good. Okay, number 2. The Stegosaurus has a brain the size of a walnut.
Stegosaurus, the size of walnut. That's true.
That is also true.
Yeah.
I made these too easy.
Maybe I know
Number
this
number 3,
Stegosaurus.
Velociraptors are about the same size as humans.
Based off the movies we've seen, yeah, I'd say true.
That is actually false.
Oh, really? Are they much bigger?
Velociraptors are the size of chickens.
No.
Yeah.
Velociraptors? I thought those like the little guys that look like raptors are
Velociraptors are the size of chickens. The
interesting.
velociraptors that we've seen in like Jurassic
Movies?
Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made those way sweeter.
Oh, cool.
They're actually
And more
just-
scary.
They're just like little ravenous chickens.
What are the other ones that they are they called compies in the movies? Are those what
You're talking about like the real tiny ones, like
Yeah.
the group, like in Lost World, the one that eats the girls,
Yeah.
the little like annoying ones. what
Yeah,
are
those are called compies. Yeah, they're called compies.
Yeah.
The full name, okay, here we go. Another butcher to the name. Compsognathus. Compsognathus.
Nailed it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just a little dinosaur. And they travel in packs.
Yeah. So I was surprised to know that my favorite dinosaur is basically a chicken.
That's funny. You know, I
That's
think I have heard that now that I think about it more and more. But okay.
All right, next up, the T-Rex had teeth up to 12 inches long.
True.
That is indeed true.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, dude?
It's like
This-
sharks, but
a
sharks are like,
tooth-
yeah.
He had a tooth a foot long.
Ouch. That
That's
hurt.
insane,
Yeah.
dude. All right, next up, the name dinosaur means terrible claw.
True.
That's actually false,
Dang
but
it.
it means terrible lizard.
Oh, gotcha.
I can't believe we named him that.
Yeah. That's
Kind of
mean.
rude. Okay,
Yeah.
next up on the list. Nope, not the list. This is number 6. I'm so used to doing drafts.
Yeah.
Some dinosaurs had tails longer than their entire bodies.
True.
That is indeed true. The Diplodocus.
Diplodocus. That's a funny name.
Maybe
Dip.
it's Diplodocus.
Probably.
Dodus.
We're butchering all these names tonight.
That's fine.
Yeah,
All right,
we're not
Adam's last
science people.
Adam's last question. Most dinosaurs are colorblind.
True.
That is actually false.
Oh, dang.
That is a common misconception. People think dinosaurs are colorblind. They actually have very good color sight.
Interesting. That's cool.
You did very well.
With that said, what a great episode, Dave.
Great
this one was
episode,
fun.
dude.
This one was really fun. I had a great time. Talked about a lot of fun things tonight. A lot of fun things.
I'm glad to be back, man. Also,
too.
we hit the time clock here. It's 1:40.
A little bit longer than last week.
I know. This is pretty good. We're getting back in the swing.
I think last week though, I had to work from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then I came right back and did the episode and I was like, oh, I'm tired. So that's probably why the conversation may not have been all that great last week and I was stumbling on my words, but I'm a little bit more refreshed today. So I hope I have a little bit more energy. My words weren't stumbling as much. So
Nailed it. We are
Nailed
back. Better than ever.
yeah.
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 Say it with enthusiasm.
Yippee skippy yeah! Okay, I'm done. Let's get out of here.
That was the best way to end the episode ever.
yeah.
Guys, love you guys very, very much. Thank you for everything. Thanks for all the likes, subscribes. Please do all the things. Hit the all the buttons down below, all the thumbs up, all that. So just smash everything down below if you could. It really does help us out. Adam, what you got for him?
Love you all too. Peace out, nerds. Change it up.
Switching it up? We're just going right to the peace out?
Because you said all the things I say. You said the subscribe, the likes. Because I've kind of ditched the social media side. Maybe not. If you're not following us on all social media, make sure to please do so. Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast on all the other things except for YouTube. Dave, there you go.
Love you guys very, very much, and we will see y'all on the next one.
Peace out, nerds.
That feels better. That feels better. We can't get rid of that. It just feels wrong.
It flows. All right.